Cap, for just a minute. What do you think will be the future of Obamacare?
I think it will die.
Yay!
I think the Supreme Court on the Burwell case will probably do the right thing this time. But even if they don't, I still think it will wither and die. Because I'm trying to get the Republicans right now to adopt a health savings account plan and to have it polished and ready to go. And the sooner we do that, the better off we're going to be, no question about it. Because otherwise the Democrats will paint us as heartless people who just want to throw people to the dogs. And, you know, I've been up on Capitol Hill a couple of times trying to convince them, let's do this. The problem is that there's so many people who have jelly spots. You know, they're afraid to do anything because they think they're going to get criticized. And they haven't learned that they're going to get criticized anyway.
Right.
So
no matter what.
Get something done.
No matter what.
Yeah. And I think actually a lot of the American populace would really be thrilled to see them man up and to get some real courage. And they would be behind them.
We want tough.
Absolutely.
And you got it.
Yeah, well,
Margaret Thatcher referred to those individuals as the wets. If the people from Britain seem to recall, you know, the wobblies, the ones who let themselves get intimidated.
Right. And people, for some reason, are afraid to be criticized. I expect to be criticized. In fact, I would be very unhappy if they didn't criticize.
You invite it, don't you?
Because it just means I'm getting under their skin.
Yeah.
I want to get. If they're happy with me, I'm not doing the right thing.
You're making them think.
Right.
Because they don't have the right values, and I don't try to demonize them, but I do point out the differences between those of us who believe that this country is for, of, and by the people, for those of us who believe in personal responsibility and hard work. We also believe in compassion, but we want our compassion to be dictated by ourselves. We don't want somebody else telling you, I'm taking your money and I'm being compassionate.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's the old Margaret Thatcher thing about, it's great until you run out of other people's money. And that's the way they are.
Yeah.
But, the fact of the matter is, I have no doubt in my mind what will happen if we fix the economy, fix the tax structure, and then allow the American people to fix the social problems. Because they will. Business, industry, academia, Wall Street, churches, community groups, they will do what needs to be done. They will put in daycare centers in the inner cities so that all of those women who had those babies can get their GED and their associate's degree and their bachelor's degree and their master's degree and become self-sufficient and teach that to their children, which is the only way you're going to ever break that cycle. It's not going to happen any other way. They will do things like one of the organizations that I was speaking at in Tennessee, where successful businessmen, each one of them adopted an inner city kid. Not officially,
Right.
but unofficially, show them a very different world. Most importantly, paid for their schooling in a private school.
Wow.
And in a city where less than half the kids graduate from high school, all of those kids graduate and go into college.
That's great.
It changes the trajectory of their lives. Another city I was speaking in, it's a church group. They go out on the streets and they find people who are down and out, and they put them through a 13-week course that they pay for, free of charge, buy them new clothes, teach them what they need to know to hold a job, help them get a job, talk to their new employers. 70% of those people are off the dole in less than a year.
That's amazing.
And one young lady that I talked to in that program, she was homeless when they found her. and a drug addict. And at the time that I talked to her, she was 3 months from getting her PhD. I mean, does it tell you what can happen when people invest in people? That's the thing that really works. Throwing money, government money at people doesn't do a thing. And that's been demonstrated by the trillions of dollars that we spent, and everything has gotten worse.
It enables them and keeps them down,
Exactly.
really.
It's the relationships. That's what does it. And in 36 states, you can make as much money, and in some cases more, by accepting, entitlements than you can by working a minimum wage job. And so a lot of people just decide that they're going to do that. And I don't necessarily blame them. However, it's not what I would do. It's probably not most of you would do. Most of you would take the minimum wage job knowing that you would acquire skills, relationships that would allow you to move up the ladder, and 3 years later you're going to be in much better shape than the person sitting at home collecting benefits. But that's the kind of spirit that used to characterize America that has disappeared. People want everything, they want it now, they want it without working for it.